Good afternoon, students. I hope all are doing good. Today, we are going to see the last part of this lesson, metallurgy. So, in the last class, we discussed about the thermodynamic principles. That is, how thermodynamics is helpful in predicting the feasibility of reactions in metallurgy. So, exclusively, we saw the reduction of metal oxides into their metals. So, how to choose a reducing agent based on this thermodynamic principle, that is based on the Ellingham diagram we saw. So Ellingham diagram was helpful in predicting the or choosing the reducing agents, and also there were some limitations also, because we are considering the reactions in equilibrium state, which is not always true. So there were some limitations also, and there were some advantages also. Today we are going to see the electrochemical principles of metallurgy. So we all know very well what is electrochemistry means. So this thermodynamic principle, how we used, same way this electrochemical principle also is having some application with this metallurgical processes. So the reduction of oxides of active metals like sodium, potassium by carbon is thermodynamically not feasible. So in the active metals ellame, active metal oxides like sodium oxide, potassium oxides ellame highly reactive ah irukum. We all know they are all the group 1 and group 2 elements. Mostly they are highly reactive. So those metal oxides cannot be reduced simply with the carbon, which is not feasible thermodynamically. They said it is not possible. So such metals are extracted from their ores by using electrochemical methods only. So there, in that case, thermodynamics is not useful, so we are using this electrochemical method. So what do we do here is the metal salt are taken in a fused form or in the solution form. So the metal ion present can be reduced by treating it with some suitable reducing agent or by electrolysis. So what are we doing here? So we are taking that in the metal salt that is taken in the solution form or in the fused form, that is in a slurry form la eduthirukano, and the metal ion which can be reduced, it could be treated with the suitable reducing agent or by electrolysis la nama pannidlam. So Gibbs free energy change of the electrolysis process is given by the following expression: delta G naught is equal to minus N of E naught, where N is the number of electrons involved in the reduction process and F is a Faraday, and E naught is the electrode potential of the redox couple. And E naught is positive, then delta G is negative, and the reduction is spontaneous. So namak eppo vandu spontaneous, we have to remember this always. Delta G naught negative ah irundadana, then it is spontaneous. So to be that negative, if E naught value is positive only, we will get the delta G value as negative, then we will get the reduction reaction as a spontaneous one, and hence redox reaction is planned in such a way that the EMF of the net redox reaction is always positive. So நம்ம EMF வந்து எடுக்கிறது, it should be always positive, so that we will get delta G naught as negative, then the reduction will be a spontaneous one. So first method we have is electrochemical extraction of aluminium, that is all herald process. Very important 5 mark question. What do we do in this method is we take a electrolysis, we will do electrolysis by taking an iron tank lined with the carbon. So iron tank which is lined with carbon, it will act as a cathode. All these are 1 mark question also, or 2 mark also. They will ask what is the anode, what is the anode in Hall Herold process, what is the cathode, what is the temperature used, and what is the electrolyte used in this process in kepanga. So 5 mark la ketalum you have tried fully. So here the cathode is iron tank lined with the carbon, and the carbon blocks are immersed in the electrolyte which acts as an anode. So inside the electrolyte solution, we are going to immerse the carbon blocks which acts as an anode. A 20% solution of alumina, that is Al2O3, which is obtained from bauxite ore, is mixed with molten cryolite, and it is taken in the electrolysis chamber ku nama eduthirukano. About 10% of calcium chloride is added to the solution. So here calcium chloride, what is the uses? It will lower the melting point of the mixture. So why are we adding this calcium chloride? It will reduce the melting point of this mixture. And the fused mixture, what is the fused mixture? Alumina which is mixed with molten cryolite is a fused mixture, and the fused mixture is maintained at a temperature of about 1270 Kelvin. So this mixture is maintained in the temperature 1270 Kelvin, and the reaction process involved is, first is ionization of alumina. Alumina will get ionized first into aluminium and oxygen, and at cathode what will happen is that aluminium will melt and react with the 6 electrons to give aluminium, and then at anode the oxygen will be will be giving out, that is loss of electron, oxidized to oxygen. Same way, since carbon act as an anode, the following reaction also will take place there. So carbon will take that oxygen to give carbon monoxide, and carbon will also take 2 moles of oxygen to give carbon dioxide. So due to the above two reactions, anodes are slowly consumed during the electrolysis, and the pure aluminium is formed at the cathode and settles at the bottom, and the net electrolysis reaction can be written as aluminium with the oxygen, and carbon will give aluminium and carbon dioxide. Next is moving on to the refining process. So that is the electrochemical principle. Why do we use electrochemical principle? The reactive metal oxides cannot be reduced using carbon, so which is found from thermodynamic principles. thermodynamic principle இருந்து என்ன predict பண்றாங்க, reactive metal oxides நம்மளால carbon reducing agent யூஸ் பண்ணி reduce பண்ண முடியாதுன்னு சொல்றாங்க. Then they came to this electrochemical principle where we are using the electrolysis method. After reducing all this, so we have seen concentration, extraction of crude metal, and reduction of the metal oxides we saw. After reducing this metal from its metal oxides, we have to refine it, because there will be 1 or 2% of impurities still present in that. Refining process will give us 99% of pure metal. So generally, metal extracted from its ore contains some impurities as unreacted oxide or other metals and non-metals. So in the metal extract பண்ணதுல impurities என்னலாம் இருக்கும், unreacted oxides இருக்கும், metals also will be there, and some non-metals also will be there. So removal of such impurities associated with the isolated crude metal, we call it as a refining process. On the impurities எல்லாம் remove பண்றது தான் refining process. We are going to see some common refining methods. First is distillation. So this method is employed for low boiling volatile metals like zinc. So low boiling volatile metal zinc க்கு தான் இந்த distillation use பண்றோம், because what is the principle of distillation? Different boiling temperatures, their liquid will start to distillate, that is they will condense and they will come out as a liquid depending upon the boiling points. So the boiling point of zinc is 1180 Kelvin, and for mercury is 630 Kelvin. So in this metal, the impure metal is heated to evaporate and the vapors are condensed to get the pure metal. So இப்போ மெர்க்குரி, இப்போ நம்மளோட மெட்டலில் வந்து ஜிங்கோட சேர்ந்து மெர்க்குரியும் இருக்குது அப்படின்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மெர்க்குரி 630 கெல்வின்ல என்ன ஆகும், vaporize ஆகி it will come out, the remaining will stay as it is, so that will be collecting the pure zinc metal. Next is liquation. So this method is employed to remove the impurities with high melting points from metals having relatively low melting points like tin. So இந்த மெத்தட் எதுக்கு நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம், to remove the impurities with high melting points. நிறைய melting point இருக்கிற மெட்டல்ஸில் இருக்கிற higher melting point impurities எல்லாமே we have to take it along with the lower melting point metals like tin, lead, mercury and bismuth. So in this process what they will do is that the crude metal is heated to form a fusible liquid and allowed to flow on a sloping surface. So என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா, ஒரு molten state ஒரு liquid formக்கு வர மாதிரி they will melt it and they will or sloping surface they will pour that. So the impure metal is placed on the sloping hearth of a reverberatory furnace and it is heated just above the melting point of the metal. In the absence of air, the molten pure metal flows down. So enna agona, impurities enna agona, it will stay there as it is, because what to say, அங்கே ஹீட்டிங் வந்து ஸ்லோப்பிங் ஹர்த் ஆஃப் ரிவர்பரேட்டரி ஃபர்னேஸ் அப்படின்னா, அந்த ஃப்ளோ ஆகும்பொழுது, அந்த ஸ்லாண்டிங் ஸ்லோப்பில் ஃப்ளோ ஆகும்பொழுது, அந்த ஸ்லோப் ஸ்டார்டிங் பிகினிங் ஆகிற ஸ்டேஜில் என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, the heat will be produced continuously so that it will not come out. The pure alone will be coming down, because impuritiesோட மெல்டிங் பாயிண்ட் ஜாஸ்தி இருக்கும், ஸோ அது அவ்வளோ சீக்கிரம் மூவ் ஆகாது. ஸோ தி ரிமைனிங் வில் மூவ் டவுன், that is pure metal will flow down and the impurities are left behind. The molten is collected and solidified. Next is electrolytic refining. The crude metal is refined by electrolysis process. Electrolysis by doing this carried out using an electrolytic cell, we call it as an electrolysis. So containing aqueous solution of the salt of the metal of interest. So இப்போ zinc oxide நம்ம zinc sulfate solution electrolyte use பண்ணிருக்கணும். So that is the salt of a metal of our interest. So the rods of impure metal are used as anode. So here the anode is rods of impure metal and thin strip of pure metal is cathode. This is very simple electrolysis, and the metal of the interest is dissolves from anode and passes to the solution, while the same amount of metal from the solution will be deposited in the anode. So என்ன ஆகும், நம்ம electricity pass பண்ண impurityயோட நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிறோம்ல, impure metal எடுத்துக்கிறோம்ல, rods of impure metal, அதிலிருந்து pure metal alone will dissolve in the electrolyte and they will pass to the solution and they will move towards the pure metal strip. So impurities எல்லாமே இந்த சைடு நின்றோம், pure metal அந்த சைடு கலெக்ட் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். So during electrolysis the less electropositive impurities in the anode settle down at the bottom and they will be removed as anode mud. So if you can see here, for example, pure silver cathode, anode is impure silver, and then a silver nitrate solution, salt of the metal of our interest தான் நம்ம electrolyte எடுக்கணும். So we are taking silver nitrate. So at anode what will do, silver will convert into an electropositive metal. At anode the electron will be gained by that. The electron which is lost at anode will be gained by the cathode, and then silver metal will be depositing. So during the electrolysis, the anode of silver atoms lose electrons and enter the solution, and the positively charged silver cations migrate towards the cathode and get discharged by gaining electrons and deposited on the anode. Other metals such as copper, zinc can also be refined by this process in a similar manner. Next is zone refining. So zone refining is also very important. So all these refining techniques are very important 5-mark question. So this method is based on the principle of fractional distillation. So fractional distillation based பண்ணி தான் இந்த method இருக்கு. When an impure metal is melted and allowed to solidify, the impurities will prefer to be in molten region. So when an impure metal is melted and allowed to solidify, so impure மட்டும் நம்ம melt பண்ணி அதை solidify பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா impurities will prefer to be in the molten region. So how they will be doing this is, wait. So you will have an electricity, mobile induction will be here. So in the mobile inductor la nammaloda rod வந்து we have to fix like this. That is the impure metal rod. So in the metal rod la irundhe enna agum appadina, this rod will be here as it fixed. idhila oru mobile induction na inga irundhu inga, that is you can slide that heater தான் நம்ம இண்டக்ஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ அந்த ஹீட்டர் நம்ம இங்கே மூவ் பண்ணும்போது இதுதான் நம்மளுடைய மெட்டல் ராட் வித் இம்ப்யூரிட்டிஸ் இதுதான், ஓகேவா. ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல அந்த ஹீட்டர் இருக்கும்போது இங்கே இடத்துல என்ன ஆகும், மெல்ட் ஆக ஆரம்பிக்கும். ஸோ இந்த இடத்துல மெல்ட் ஆகும் பொழுது வாட் வில் டூ, impurities will be taken to impurities and pure எல்லாமே மெல்ட் ஆக ஆரம்பிக்கும். ஸோ நான் இந்த இண்டக்ஷனை இப்படி மூவ் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னா இந்த இடத்துல அகெயின் the pure metal will allow to solidify. Pure metal solidify ஆகிடும். Impurities will come along with this induction because it needs higher melting point. So it will not melt, it will come along with the heat. And then இந்த இடத்துல முடிச்சுட்டு இந்த இடத்துக்கு வரும்பொழுது what will happen, this place will get solidified and again the impurities will be collected this side. So I will send video for this, you can watch that also for zone refining. As the heater moves further, the molten zone containing impurities also moves along with it, which means in the induction, mobile induction move ஆக இந்த rod அப்படியே தான் இருக்கும். impurities and pure metal full complete melt ஆகும். அந்த particular place இருந்து if you remove that induction moving mobile inductor, what will happen, the pure will get solidify again but the impurity will move along with the heater. So that is the idea behind this zone refining. Next is vapor phase method. So vapor phase method in this method metal is treated with a suitable reagent which can form a volatile compound with the metal. So this volatile compound is decomposed to give a pure metal. So we will see Mons process, again very important 5 mark. The impure nickel is heated in a steam of carbon monoxide. So it is not stream, it is steam of carbon monoxide at 350 Kelvin. So we have to take the nickel which is heated in a steam of carbon monoxide at 350 Kelvin, and the nickel reacts with the carbon monoxide to form highly volatile nickel tetracarbonyl. So it will form a highly volatile nickel tetracarbonyl. So you can see here NiCO4. So the solid impurities are left behind. So on heating this nickel tetracarbonyl at 460 Kelvin, what will happen? The complex decomposes to give a pure metal. So first in the impure nickel carbon monoxide react mode, it forms a complex at 350 Kelvin. Again on heating that to 460 Kelvin, it will decompose to nickel and carbon monoxide. Last one is Van Arkel method or refining of zirconium titanium, which is again a 5 mark question. This is based on the thermal decomposition of metal compounds which leads to the formation of pure metals. So thermal decomposition by using a heat, we are going to decompose all the impurities and metals we are going to get. Titanium and zirconium can be purified using this method. So நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு மெத்தட்லேயும் அதோட பிரின்சிபல் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க, எதெல்லாம் இந்த மெத்தடில் ரீஃபைன் பண்ணலான்றதையும் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. All that must be learned very carefully for objectives. So this method is suitable only for titanium and zirconium. And for example, impure titanium is heated in an evacuated vessel with iodine at a temperature 550 Kelvin, which forms titanium tetraiodide. So again same here also it forms titanium tetraiodide, that is a complex with 550 Kelvin. The impurities are left behind. So impurities எல்லாமே இந்த இடத்துல சேராது, iodine and titanium மட்டும்தான். titaniumல இருக்கிற impurities எல்லாமே it will be left behind. So in the volatile titanium tetraiodide, if you heat it again for 1800 Kelvin, it will decompose to titanium and iodine. So iodine can be reused further. Okay, so this is all these are very simple techniques. If you read and see also, you can understand very easily. So you can expect 5 mark questions from these remaining refining processes. Moving on to the last part, which is the applications of metals. So applications of aluminium.